Meanwhile, the Commission is in the process of instituting legal action against a person who exposed the identity of a witness who testified previously behind closed doors. The announcement was made by Commission Chairperson, retired Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga. He says it appears that this was done deliberately and that such action is classified as criminal. Professor Dumisani Mabunda is a security analyst and lecturer at Unisa's Department of Police Practice. He joins us now for analysis on both this aspect to do with the revelation, the alleged revelation of a witness's name, as well as some of Advocate Andrea Johnson's testimony and the consequences flowing therefrom. Prof, good evening. Thank you for your time. Let's start with the latter part of this story, the revelation that the name of a witness who testified behind closed doors may have been compromised. How serious a development is this?
Yeah, good evening to Lasizwe and the viewers. I suppose this is a very serious issue, looking at how witnesses' lives are threatened in this country. I suppose that drastic actions, as the Judge Madlanga has indicated towards the end of these proceedings, the consequences will have to follow because everyone who is participating in these processes should have known better that witnesses' lives are protected, and if there is a rule that they must not be disclosed, that should not slip through someone's mouth.
More disturbingly is the suggestion that this may have been done deliberately. How worried should we be that perhaps this could be part of an effort to undermine the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry processes?
Yeah, anything is possible in these processes. We know that some witnesses try their best not to appear before the commission. So strategies can be developed from various quarters to make sure that the smooth running of the commission is disrupted so that its findings can be questioned at a later stage. We know that the reports of this commission are not made public. They will only be made public at the tail end. So it might be deliberate, but I'm certain that looking at how some other witnesses have lost their lives, drastic steps should be taken to prevent this kind of recklessness.
Let's turn now to the continued testimony of the outgoing IDEC head, the investigating director, Advocate Andrea Johnson. I don't know whether to say outgoing or former, whether that resignation has been formalized and all processes followed. So let's hedge it that way. On day 148, and upon her return, several days in the witness stand, today the focus seemed to be on whether or not the investigation properly construed revealed any wrongdoing around the issues of vetting, the issues of procurement, as well as just the multiple dockets and statements that were given by Fadil Adams, the MP. What's your overall sense of how useful this testimony has been and whether or not she has been able to claw back any lost credibility ground?
Yeah, thank you, Thulasizwe. You will note that when she started with the testimony, she insisted that rights should be respected because there are certain matters that are still going to appear before the courts. But what we have seen so far is that she hoped that when she appeared before the ad hoc committee, she was hoping that the position that she was supposed to take over will be done with before she appears before the Madlanga Commission. So I suppose that that was a wrong calculated move. It didn't work out. If it happened that she was appointed, all of these exposures that we are hearing today unfolding in front of our eyes would not be known to the public. But unfortunately, things didn't go according to plan. Now in the Madlanga Commission, we are hearing evidence that she withheld certain information to the ad hoc committee, hoping that by the time she appears here, those things will no longer be relevant. But unfortunately, evidence leaders and the commissioners are able to try and find the recordings of what appeared in the ad hoc committee, linking to what she is trying to hide in this commission.
What's your thinking about the role of oversight and management of investigations as a feature of what institutions such as IDEC and the NPA in general do? And I add the NPA because I couldn't help but be struck by the similarities between Advocate Johnson's parts of Advocate Johnson's testimony at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry with the testimony of the former NDPP, Shamila Patoi, at the Nkabinde inquiry, where there was a constant refrain of saying that, with hindsight, I should have scrutinized that document more. With hindsight, I should have scrutinized what the investigators were telling me more. There's been a constant refrain even in this investigation. So it leads me to wonder, is there something that needs to be fixed at the oversight level, or was it purely the incumbents this particular time around in both positions, not exercising due diligence?
It is difficult to tell what will happen tomorrow. When these individuals appears before committees selecting them for positions, it is not that easy to identify the type of a person that will come out to be after being appointed. But what is disappointing is that with these bodies that are appointed or established, maybe there's premature praise for these institutions. You look at IPED, for example, it appears that it is so easy to capture these institutions as soon as they start doing their work. We're hoping that the appointment of the former judge, Raulinga, will assist IDEC if there's anything to salvage in IDEC. But as we know, the fish rots from the head. We don't know what is left of the rest of the fish now that the head has decided to fall on a sword.
In fact, let's end it on that point. How much is at stake in making the decision of appointing the investigating director? It's a decision of the president, but how much is at stake given everything that has transpired and the unceremonious nature in which Advocate Johnson has exited from that position at such a critical institution?
I think the same processes that are followed when judges are appointed, there are panels that are appointed, they have to scrutinize these individuals. Although, as I've already indicated, sometimes it's so difficult, even if the picture appears to be so good. You look at the issue in the ad hoc committee where some parliamentarians were even praising her and likening her to great women that have departed, may her soul rest in peace. But soon thereafter, those people that were praising this IDEC head would like to retract what they were saying in the ad hoc committee. So it is difficult, but when processes are followed, when right candidates are identified, it will take some time before they are captured. But as we know that in South Africa, very few institutions appears not to have been captured in one way or another.
All right, let's leave it there for this evening. Thank you for your time. Professor Dumisani Mabunda there is a security analyst as well as a lecturer at Unisa's Department of Police Practice. And recapping for us the goings on at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry as well as other related developments.